This is recording now. I have something weird. Okay, you can't see it anymore. More like this. Introduction. Hey there. Welcome to the Stanley's Parable. Stanley Parable, actually. It's probably one of my favorite games. It's like if there was an apocalypse and I only could bring like 50 games, I would probably have that game in there. That doesn't make any sense. It's never the end, it's never the end, it's never the end, it's never... Please load. Please don't crash. I have a bad feeling. It loaded a little bit, yeah.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day.
Best job ever.
And
Come on.
Others might have considered it soul-rending.
That's basically what I do anyway.
That the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, no, I'm not going to leave my office. You see this? What I want to type there is sudo shut up narrator. Linux people will understand. We are employee number 427. Why aren't we 420? Because you know.
Smoke weed every day.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
We are
Stanley
so
decided
fast,
to go
Jesus.
to the meeting room. Perhaps
Stanley
he
is
had
a
simply
fast
missed a
man.
memo.
I'm so fast.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Yes, I can. I find traces everywhere. See, they're papers. That's a trace, right? I hate Mondays. Well, I guess it's a Monday then, because he's not here. Or, well, let's just skip to the part where I do the. That's just ridiculous. I don't even know what I'm doing. Okay. Who farted? You bastard. He told me it was the dog. Fuck off.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference.
Like a paint of a pretty green thing.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No one can tell me what to do.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I don't appreciate your sarcasm.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. Here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth
They are interesting,
But
okay?
eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope. Should we do what he said? No. Do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop. Okay, let's. Penalty for missed cargo lift. Penalty for jumping off the. So if I die, I have to pay $5,000. Seems like a fair deal.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
So I
Good
didn't.
job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
So I don't have to pay 5,000. Win! Hey, this is me while editing. And I noticed that the video was too long. I mean, there's an amount of time which you can tolerate me, and it's surpassed that. I guess I will do 2 parts. This will be part 1, but now I have to think about another awkward ending.